hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong. Energy high, heart so bright, tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight, every ride, sheer delight. Making waves across the seas, love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please, bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong. Ride along live, worldwide. Feel the beat, feel the vibe. Amazing host leading the ride.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Ride along live, worldwide.
Yeah.
Feel the beat, feel the vibe. Amazing host leading the ride. Power to the people, we shine.
Welcome to Ridealong Live for today. It is Thursday on the ride. Welcome to the ride. How you guys doing? Guys, today's a very important program, a very important day, because it's not every day we get to have one of the top immigration attorney on the program. But whenever she's free, she make it her duty to appear on this program here to give off what we call community service. Because this is what she's doing today, that free consultation, free information, free advice, she charges a lot of money for it. But today, on days like this, when she is free, she come on and she give off herself community service. Today we have the awesome, the amazing, the one of a kind, all of those nice things. She's been on the platform for many, 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 many years. You guys know Dionne Wynter Pfunde is going to be chatting here with us today, and we're going to be talking about a number of things, right? Because we do know by now that we do have a brand new administration. Trump 2.0 will be coming in after the 28th. I've been in Grenada so long, I forget how things run over. But Trump 2.0 is back, right? Like it or not, he will be the next president of the United States. And there may be, based on his campaign promises, there might be a lot of different things that he is going to come with, especially for immigration. Some of the things that we're going to be chatting today will be mass deportation, right? Mass deportation. Now, I'm not just saying mass deportation because I want you guys to get scared. Trump campaign on mass deportation. His followers, his supporters voted for him because they want a change as far as what the claim might be. They want a change in the immigration procedures here. And he spoke about it, and it might come to pass. How exactly it's going to happen, we don't know, right? Because there are millions of people living in the United States right now that are undocumented. They don't have papers to travel back and forth, and they are literally living in fear, right? So we're going to talk about this and get some clarity on that. Also, we're going to be speaking about public charge. We're going to be speaking about public charge. That's one of the things that also we learned from Trump 1.0, public charge. We're also going to be speaking about asylum restrictions. Asylum restrictions. Those are some of the things. And also travel bans. You know, the last time Trump was in office, you know, remember when he had the travel ban against, you know, some countries in Africa, they used to call it the Muslim ban. We possibly would be expecting to see some of that as well in Trump 2.0. So a lot to discuss, a lot to digest. And of course, we're going to open up the phone lines and get your questions answered as well. So here's what I want you guys to do for me. Please, pretty please, right? I want everybody, hey, how you doing, Jennifer? I want everybody to add followers. Add followers, tag a friend, because you never know who will need this information here tonight. You don't know if a friend, someone that you love, someone that you care about, need to get this information to adjust their status so they don't have to go through this horror, this nightmare. Now, I know it's a horror. I know it's a nightmare because I lived through it. I, at one point in time, lived a lot of years in the United States undocumented. Hence the reason why I kind of too want people to adjust their status, because it was hell for me. Imagine having a family member in the Caribbean passed away and you can't travel. This is a nightmare. So we're going to give you information on how to adjust your status, and you could help someone as well. So I am doing a public service. Dionne Wynter Pfunde is doing a public service. This is your chance to do a public service and tag a friend, tag a few friends, add followers, and let everyone know that we are live right now. Okay? Your chance, your public service. Everybody tag somebody. Add followers, everybody. Terry Alexander, how you doing? And of course, we have to talk about the people in LA that lost their houses, man. This is crazy. I don't understand what's happening, Jade. A lot of craziness happening. Yes, Terry, I see that. Jennifer, thank you for add followers. Thank you so much. Everybody add followers. Add followers, everybody. Add followers. Tag at these 5 friends, because you never know, these 5 friends may have another 5 friends that need that information. So tag them. Tag them. Yeah. Grenada Sunshine, thank you so much for add followers. Thank you. Marcel Smith, thank you so much. Add followers, everybody. Add followers. All right. So let's bring on, if immigration was a boxing match, she would be the heavyweight champion of the world. She would be the Hall of Fame. You see what I'm talking about? She will be the heavyweight champion of the world. Dionne Wynter Pfunde, how you doing, my sister?
Good evening, Jay. Good evening. You know, I gotta get the energy up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My energy up. You know how it is. Good evening, Ridealong. Good evening, Grenada.
Yes.
Good evening to Grenada.
Yeah, man, and people from around the world. Pfunde, let me tell you, I've been here for going on about a month now. I'm working on a project, as you know. And that's thanks to you, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have all the luxury of going and staying all this length.
How that passport fee? How that U.S. I know you're a man of many passports, right?
Many passports.
You're many passports.
Yes.
How does this one blue passport feel?
American passport is the bomb. I tell you that. I went to everywhere. You know, I'm traveling and I'm just shaking.
Just move out the way, like.
Yeah. Just move it. And when you come back, you say, "Welcome home." You know what I mean? So I'm good, and that's because of you. I have to thank you every day, because you made it possible. You know what I mean? You made it all possible. So Dionne, listen, How you been?
I've been good. I've been good. First of all, I gotta congratulate you. I gotta come to Grenada and get in one of those tuk-tuks, man, and ride one of the bikes, the red wheel bikes. I mean, I love it. Congratulations, man. Like, if y'all are not seeing what's going on and how Jay is changing all of that in Grenada, y'all are falling asleep. Wake up. So congratulations on that. Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year. How's the family? Everybody
Family's
good?
good. Family, we're blessed. What they say? I'm blessed and highly favored.
That's right. That's right.
Gratitude is my word for this year. Grateful because, you know, I'm blessed.
Well,
I'm
you
blessed.
have to be blessed because you help thousands and thousands and thousands of people adjust their status
Yes.
to rest comfortably. Because I'm telling you, Funde, I remember when I was undocumented for about 5 years or so. And the horror was every time there is like a police siren, sometimes you think that's immigration coming to get you. And
Your heart.
race, like, oh my God, they're coming to get you, and all of that stuff. So you are in a position to change people's lives, like how you changed my life. You change people's lives, and that's a great thing. That's an awesome thing. That's an awesome thing.
And I don't take it lightly, and that's why I call it a blessing. All I can do is share this information, right? That's all I can do. Let me just share this information. If this is how we choose to live, if this is where we choose to live, here's some information that makes it a little bit smoother for you and the Ridealong family.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so I want to talk today about 4 things, right? We're going to talk about more things, but top 4 things, because the Trump administration, spoke so strongly about those things. First one, and might be the biggest topic we're going to spend some time with, is mass deportation. Mass deportation. That is a big undertaking, right? And then I want to talk about the travel ban. The last time the Trump administration was here, we had banned, we had different countries that was prevented from coming into the United States.
Yes.
There was COVID. There was a lot of things that I don't think that he really got a chance to execute as much as he wanted to execute, but we'll talk about that. And then we talk about the asylum restrictions and those asylum restrictions and what type of restrictions are placed and will be placed on asylum, and also public charge, right? Public charge. So we'll talk about these things and hopefully we get to all of these things. But first, Funny, I think we should jump on the mass deportation thing first, right? Because
yes.
What when they talk about mass deportation and getting all these people and deporting them back to their country, is that probable? Is that possible?
So when we say mass deportation, Jay, we're not talking about you and your blue passport. That is not what we're talking about, because you're protected by the U.S. Constitution. You are a citizen of the United States. When the president, the incoming president, and these are his words and not mine,
right?
He has promised mass deportation. And if it's one thing we have seen with this president, this incoming president, whatever he promises, he does. That's why he won the election. Whatever he promises, he fulfills.
Right.
Mass deportation, his target one are for those people that are undocumented, those people that have committed crimes, and those people that have some kind of removal order. That is going to be his target. So when I don't want U.S. citizens or even green card holders to get nervous, he's targeting those individuals that are undocumented. You live here 5, 10, 15, 20 years undocumented. You've committed a crime, right? Or you have that order of deportation, but you just never left. So he does have some people in mind when he's talking about mass deportation. Jay, is it probable under this incoming administration? Yes, it is. Yes, it absolutely is.
But Funde, the last time they spoke about this, they said somewhat in the upwards of 10 million people living in this place undocumented without papers. Are they going to just round up these people and just send them off?
I don't think No, I don't think that's what it's going to look like. I think what's going to happen are those people, like I said, that have committed a crime, because we know where you are. You've committed a crime.
Right.
You probably are checking in with ICE, right? You have these check-ins, or you're being monitored. They're going to do like a time's up. Time's up. It's time for you to go. Because remember, all they have to do is round you up and put you on a deportation flight. We have deportation flights leaving this country weekly. Weekly. It's nothing new. So it's not the people that I said like are green card holders. It's those individuals that are undocumented, that have broken the law, and that are like high priority. They're gonna find them. That's what he's promising.
Hmm. But what about someone going through the process, due process? Because although someone might be in deportation or someone might be deported, there's still due process in which someone have to go through. What about the process, the due process of deportation?
I think those will be fast tracked. And I'm seeing it already, Jay, where people are going through the process and the judges, they're trying to speed it up. They're trying to speed up the process. So a lot of that, I believe, yes, they will have due process. Yes, you'll get to go before the judge. Yes, you get to submit your application and wait for it to be processed, but they're going to be fast tracked. I also think we're going to see a more strict immigration enforcement. It's going to be very strict. Like, you submit that application, it's denied, they're going to send you over to the judge. So people will say, well, my cousin did this and that never happened. I think we're going to see a lot of enforcement, way more enforcement than we saw in this last administration.
Hmm. Wow. Now,
Mhm.
someone said that they should they be afraid now that people that don't like them or may not be getting along, the bad neighbors or whatever, now could call ICE on them and
Mhm.
trigger a deportation proceeding. Is that more probable now?
Well, it depends what's going on with you. If you're only undocumented, right? And there's no deportation order, you're not breaking the law. How many calls can ICE possibly take? How many people can they deploy? So I think in reality, yes, they can call ICE. Yes, ICE will take the report, but I doubt it's going to be where they have the manpower to answer to every single call.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you are a convict, you are a felon, you've broken US immigration laws, then it's highly possible they'll come find you.
Mm-hmm. What about misdemeanors? What about someone that just did something? I'm not saying that
Mhm, mhm,
small misdemeanors are not bad crime,
mhm,
but they didn't kill nobody. They didn't
mhm.
steal no car or nothing like that. Small misdemeanors. Do you think that it will be escalated to deportation proceedings
I
as
doubt it. So Jay, one thing I want us to do is understand that some of what we're talking about, there still is US immigration laws.
well? Right.
And under US immigration laws, some misdemeanor offenses do not put you into deportation.
Mm,
Some do.
right.
So some are not deportable offenses. Some are just like, you're a bad person.
Right.
Don't do that again. But I can see where those undocumented individuals are committing misdemeanors, theft, right? Certain crimes that will trigger possession of controlled substances, right? 20 grams, even though it's a misdemeanor. A lot of times they plead guilty to a possession of a controlled substance because they don't get jail time. They may get 6 months probation. That will trigger any conviction of a possession, anything to do with controlled substance, will trigger deportation. And now those are the individuals that will be placed into like a fast track category. Now you're going to have the attention of ICE. Now you're going to have attention of, that stricter enforcement of US immigration laws. And let me say this, guys. What the president is saying is not any new law, the incoming president. He's just saying we're going to enforce our laws. We're going to tighten our borders, because that's what he did he promised on the campaign trail. And that's what helped get him into office. So now he's going to enforce our laws a lot more stricter than what we've seen in this previous administration.
Mm. So someone that's watching right now, what should they do? Like what's the next step? You know, 'cause I don't just want to get everybody's frightened and shaking
Mhm.
in their boots. Like, what is the next step?
I would say you're still, Jay, you said it, there's still some due process. So if you know you have a case, you've been married for 10 years and you didn't submit the paperwork, you know you had a little asylum claim, you had a little VAWA claim and you did nothing about it, I would pick up any kind of paperwork I have in my home and go sit in front of an immigration law attorney and just say, hey, what are my options? Think in the back of your head, if you're undocumented, Jay, was there a time when you were robbed? Was there a time when you were the victim of a crime? Was there a time when you were married and you were abused? I want you to just think long and hard about what steps can I take? And I'm not doing this to scare anybody. I'm just saying, hey, the reality is there, we've seen it before, Jay. There are going to be some changes. This incoming administration is not happy with how the Democrats handled US immigration policies, US immigration laws. So they're going to put some stricter things in place. The wall, I bet you're going to see some probably more military enforcement at the border or more border patrol. Physical enforcement, I mean, right? We're going to see where restrictions on us, we're going to see a lot of things put in place. So I don't want to scare people. I am saying get your house in order.
Yes, 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 yes. What about someone said here, what about someone who's undocumented but never got into trouble?
Yes, so you're still undocumented. So at some point, if you're undocumented, you've broken US immigration law. You may not be a high priority, but you can get tripped up very easily. So I would say those are the individuals that I would say, just kind of sit and look back and see, is there any way out for me and pursue that route?
Hmm.
Is there any way out for me and pursue that route?
You spoke about VAWA, and I want to dive in deeper into it because a lot of people that's probably watching us for the first time, they don't even understand what was VAWA, violence against women act, which is not only for women,
Mhm.
but men as well. So explain a little bit when you say if you were a victim of a crime and all of those things, how could that lead you to then obtain legal residence in the United States?
Yes. So for those individuals that have been married and maybe you've encountered some kind of abuse, male or female, there's an option for you. There's an option in US immigration law that can lead to a green card, right? So for those individuals, any one of you that maybe you got married, you're still married, and the person threatened you and said, I'm not signing no paperwork. You had to give them your paycheck, you had to take care of the family, they take, whatever it is.
Right.
VAWA, Violence Against Women slash Men Act, there is an option for you. So don't just sit there lightly and not pursue anything.
Right. Right.
Get the house. And those people that have been dating Jay for 10 years, 15 years, you know what? Sit down and talk to your partner and be like, hey, this is what's going on. I'm going to need your help.
Yeah. Yeah, but let's make it clear that in order for that person to help you, they also must have
Some
the
kind of status.
kind of status. What if they have a green card, Funde? What if they have a green card? They only have a green card.
So if you only have a green card, it's going to make things a little tricky because then you cannot change your status inside of the United States. We may have to get that partner or spouse naturalized, have them become a citizen, or we can send you home on a waiver. Those are things that you should not be doing by yourself. You should be working with a professional or a licensed attorney so we can kind of help you navigate that. So if you're dating someone or you're married to someone who only has a green card, the rules are a little bit different.
Right.
We
And
can still help you, you can still be helped. The rules are just a little bit different.
right, right. So I want to talk about someone that has citizenship, but I want to go back to VAWA a bit. So someone was a victim of a crime, or someone was they assist the police, they assist authorities in seeking out a crime. that process could lead them to obtaining a green card?
Oh my God, yes. That's your U visa. U as in umbrella. Here's the fun thing about US immigration law, Jay. There's
Uh-huh.
literally a visa category for everything that happens to you. Literally. So
Yeah.
if you have been the victim of a crime, or if you've assisted law enforcement in whatever the crime was, burglary, robbery, arson, trafficking, human trafficking, rape, all of the, I don't know if I can say that on the air, but sexual assault, any one of those things, right? And here's the beautiful thing about the question you asked me, Jay.
Mm.
That person does not have to be a green card holder or a citizen.
Mm.
So if you're a victim of any crime committed by anyone and you help law enforcement, you're entitled to a U visa.
Mm. And when you say abuse, how do you validate? How do you actually prove financial abuse? Or how do you actually prove abuse? Would it have to be documented that this time he hit me, this time he slapped me, this time he told me I couldn't get money? How do you actually document
So
those things?
so with abuse can be physical, emotional, psychological, financial, right?
Right.
It doesn't have to be this long history of abuse. It could be a one-time occurrence.
Really?
Last week he slapped me. Last week he emotionally abused me. For emotional and psychological abuse, if any man or woman is going through that, just start writing some notes in your phone, especially when it's psychological. Just jot some things down. So when we're working with you, we could say, hey, when did that happen? And they could say, you know what, it was Thanksgiving and he took all my paycheck or she took all my paycheck. So at least you can narrate a proper story where we can show the financial abuse, the emotional abuse. He took my passport and I wanted to go see my daughter in California and I couldn't go because he took my travel documents. So it's good when you start to document some of these things. Just document it, because we have to tell that story to immigration. We have to tell a proper story. This is
Right.
what happened, this is how it happened, and this is how the abuse is.
What about the time span, the time frame in obtaining a green card through VAWA?
It's going to be a little VAWA, any humanitarian green cards, VAWA, U visa, T if you're being trafficked. All of those take a little bit of time. However, once you submit that application, Jay, and you get your receipt, you are protected. It's called deferred action, meaning Trump could come in and want to deport even his mother. He can't touch you because you're now in process. And that's what I want a lot of people to think. If you have something in process,
Mm-hmm.
right, they have to wait until that process runs its course. Whether it's an asylum application and you're waiting for a date, it's a U visa and you're waiting for your date. You have something in process, they can't touch you
Oh,
unless you start breaking the law and doing some
right.
crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But if you have something in process, they can't just snatch you and deport you. It's called due process for a reason. You get a
Right.
chance to kind of tell the judge, you get a chance to tell immigration what's going on with you.
I see. So that's kind of shield you a bit if you
Yes,
have something in process.
yes, yes.
Okay. What about domestic travel? I saw a video from a young man, and he spoke about the difficulties and the problems that will arrive in domestic travel, and advise people that they should not travel domestically because of the potential problem it might bring. Would you?
Listen, with domestic travel is tricky, right? Because remember now you're heading into airports.
Yes.
Airports are considered nomad's land, right? That's why they can open your luggage and they can search, they can detain. It's nomad's land. You don't have a lot of rights in these airports. Anything they tell you to do, you must do. In the past, I would say domestic travel, you all right, man. You okay. Remember, you're exposing yourself. Like Miami Airport, I tell every undocumented person, do not go to Miami Airport because CBP, TSA, all of them, they live in that airport.
Mm.
Live. Their flights, when flights are coming in, sometimes they're just standing there.
Mm.
Bus stations, the Greyhound bus stations, I would say I've had clients picked up from the Greyhound bus station.
Wow.
Yes, because they're there. They know that's where they know if you don't have any papers, you're going to take the Greyhound or you're going to take the Amtrak. So domestic travel, I would say, let's see what this incoming president is up to after January 20th. Let's just see some of the enforcement actions, right? Let's see what's implemented before we get scared or before we start to do some radical things. Let's just see what he comes with. But domestic travel, just remember, you're exposing yourself.
Right. Yeah.
You're exposing yourself. And I know they've asked for extension on the real ID. Remember, they're putting in this real ID where your ID got to be verified and the ID's tied back to your status. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So now I think TSA just asked for an extension, but those are things that they're putting in place because of the airports and things like that. So keep that in mind.
So you're saying for now, just kind of hold back on domestic travel.
Just sit. If you don't have to go anywhere, just sit tight for a little bit. Just sit tight and let's see what happens. Because I know typically the first 100 days is when a lot of actions are taken. The first 100 days we'll see a lot of people, a lot of action by incoming presidents, right? They call it the first 100 days for a reason, because everything they promised on the campaign trail, they're going to try to go gangbusters at it.
Right.
So I would say, and I'm not having this conversation, Jay, to scare anyone.
Right.
This is not scare. This is, I come bearing good news. If you get your little house in order, go talk to a lawyer and say, this is what's happened with me. I've been robbed. I've been scammed. I've been trafficked. I'm married to this man and all he wanted was all of this and didn't do this. There are options for you. There you go. Marlene Fear talks about having the ID without the star on it. They pushed it back a little bit, but we might see it coming back in.
Hold back on that. Guys, we're talking here with immigration expert Dionne Wynter Pfunde. We're talking about everything immigration. Guys, this is an important topic. And oftentimes when we have these discussions, people, they don't want to watch it. They like drama. And then they come back and they say, I like drama. Eh? I give you guys information that you could use. So we urge you to watch and share. There are people there that need this information. Please share it, share it, share it, share it. Funde, so let's go into now the process of obtaining a green card or legal status with someone who has a citizenship of the United States.
Oh, I love cases like that.
Yeah.
So there are many ways to get a green card, right? Marriage is not the only way. There's family, there's through an employer, there's through business, there's through investment. But one of the most common ways in which people get a green card is through marriage, meaning they get married. Listen, you can get married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder and still get a green card. However, the bonus of marrying a U.S. citizen, why there's so much marriage fraud, is that one, the green card is coming relatively quickly. And if you've entered the United States lawfully, then you don't have to leave.
Right.
You can stay. You don't have to go home and get the green card. You can get it. Oh, thank you, Janelle. Hey. So you don't have to leave. You literally can just stay here and get the green card. So green card through marriage, especially to a U.S. citizen, is one of the most common ways in which individuals get a green card.
Right. Okay, great. Guys, get that information. Now, what if that person is in the Caribbean and say someone came into the Caribbean and they see this nice girl or see this nice guy and they hook up and blah, 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 bam, 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 bam. And that person say, you know what? I want to move you to the United States because I like what I got here in the Caribbean. What's the process of doing that?
All right. So typically you come back home and you file what we call an I-130 application for that person. These marriages are highly scrutinized. So while you're filing this application, well, first thing you come home and you call me.
Right.
Let's put it there. First thing you come home, you call me and we'll guide you. So typically you come home and you file an application. But in the meantime, you got to start building up this relationship. If you can either marry the person or you can engage. So it can be a fiance visa or you can just marry and file for them. Whichever route you go, you must show that this marriage is real.
Mm-hmm.
Postcards, money going back and forth, not just forth. A lot of people think, oh, I got to send all the money to Jamaica to prove the marriage is real. It should be back and forth. It should be back and forth. Trips, meeting family, wedding pictures. I've used WhatsApp messages. I've used, letters from family and friends. So you got to show that this marriage is absolutely real.
Mm-hmm. How do they prove that? Tell us the process now. Do they scrutinize? Because I remember when I was going in to get
Mhm.
my green card, I was told, man, let me tell you, I got so scared. They say they're going to ask you how much room in the house. They never asked me that. But is that probable? Do they do stuff like
Yes.
that?
Yeah. Yeah. I've had clients where they've showed up at their door.
What?
I've had clients just even in this 2024. We've had people that have called us. They've showed up at their doorstep. If they have an inkling, they're not doing it as much because they don't have enough manpower. They
Mhm.
can ask you anything they want. Like I tell my clients, the only thing they can't really ask you is about your bedroom activities.
Mm.
They because sometimes I see people taking pictures kissing to send in. I'm like, that's not necessary. But they can ask you. But even some of the questions, I think, like they ask the man about the color of the curtains. I don't like those questions because men don't know. Men don't even know if there's window curtains,
Yeah,
right?
we don't
So,
know. We
but
don't.
they can ask a lot of questions. They can ask you, like what side of the bed does he sleep on? What did she have for breakfast this morning? What is her favorite meal? They can ask a lot of questions that reasonable married people should know about each
No.
other.
Right, right, right. Someone asked me this question, and guys, by the way, we open up the phone line so you could call direct, or you could call on the WhatsApp, the number 718-701-5720. So someone asked me this question to ask you. They said the tax number that they were promoting that everyone should get it, even if you're undocumented, you should get it. Was that a trick?
No, no. The ITIN,
Yeah, the ITIN.
it's not a trick. Here's how that comes into play. Say
Uh-huh.
for example, somebody has been here 15 years junior,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know, they probably have a mother who didn't petition for them or whatever reason. They have a mother here, they have some family members, but they never sorted themselves. And they get in a little bit of trouble and they get placed in deportation.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best ways, there's a relief in deportation called cancellation of removal, and it's for individuals that never had a green card. If you
Right.
had a green card, yes, it can work for you as well. However, where I've used this is show me how good of an American you've been. And you know what good Americans do?
Pay the taxes.
They pay their taxes.
Ah,
Believe it or not.
yeah.
It's in the law. It's like, Your Honor, this is a good person. They filed their taxes for the last 7 to 10 consecutive years, and they've gone to church and they've community service, and it'll be a hardship to their green card mother or child, whatever it is. But the ITIN plays a huge role in establishing. If you remember when Biden came in last year and talked about the quick parole,
Yeah.
and that it was for those people that have been here for the last 7. What did we ask them to bring us? Bring me all your taxes that you filed to show that you've been here for those last 7 years. You
Right.
can't go wrong if you have an ITIN and file your taxes. You cannot go wrong.
Okay.
Can't go wrong.
So somebody's saying, okay, well, now you're putting yourself on register, so they know. Because at one point, even in New York, which is a sanctuary city, I want to talk about that too.
Mhm.
They was given driver's license to undocumented.
Mhm.
People thought that have to be a trick because now you are undocumented. People that are undocumented, they're under the radar, so they don't know, they don't have no information on you. Now, if you give that
Mhm.
information, you are basically letting you are uncovering yourself, right? So some people thought that might have been the way how they would catch you, and then now in a time like this, use that against you.
Mhm.
Do you see that happening where they're using driver's license and people who are now uh, uh, gave themselves up or take themselves out of under the radar?
So
I mean,
Jay,
Mm.
You're a highly intelligent person. Do you think
Mhm.
the United States federal government don't know who's in their country? You think for a
True.
second.
True.
Let's think about this. You think they don't know who came in and who didn't?
True. They know. They
They
have.
don't know who's working over there and who's not?
They do.
They have that information. You're not under the radar. You're under the radar because you're not breaking immigration laws and
Right.
you're playing it safe. You're not driving around. You're not doing all of the things. If they want to find you, they don't need to give you a driver's license in order to find you.
Oh, that's not important.
They
That's
know who's legal and who's not. Just think of all the technology.
yeah.
Remember, we're on all these we're on all these platforms. We're doing all these things.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
I would encourage, if you can get a proper driver's license in a sanctuary city, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's one less thing. If you come in contact with law enforcement, you can say, sir, here's my driver's license and here's my car insurance.
Right. And they don't have to
And now
go.
you're getting a speeding ticket as opposed to, what are you doing driving this car? I'm going to take you in. Oh, you're undocumented. I'm going to put an ICE hold on you.
Right. Jackie always asking the question, what is the difference between an I-30 and a K-1?
Marriage, one is married and one is not. One is a fiance. So if you remember the show, The 90-Day Fiance, 10 years ago, very early on in my practice, a fiance visa, Jay, like you go to Grenada and you find this lovely young woman and you call me up, hey, Miss D, I want this woman here as soon as possible. And you want to just get engaged and come back. That
Right.
visa typically would have taken 90 days and you could have brought them in with you. That visa is now taking over a year, right?
Oh.
So it's a fiance visa, meaning we're not married yet. We just gonna engage, bring her back, because it would be so quick to bring her back or bring him back. And then once you got into the United States, you had 90 days to get married. So that is a fiance visa, the K1. The K1 is for the fiance, and then you have the K2 and further on for children and things like that. So that is for the fiance. You're not married. You just went somewhere and he proposed or she proposed, and then you come back and file that petition for that person. Back in the day, they would be here in no time at all. Not anymore. Now it takes just as long as if you get married.
Right. Let me see if I can get a question here. Why are they saying you have to have an ID with a star to travel? Oh, domestically.
That's
Yeah.
the real ID.
That was a real
That's the real ID has a star. Mhm.
Right. And you're saying they may have a whole
Yeah, I think TSA said they weren't ready. Remember, they've been pushing that for a little bit. The last I checked this week, they said they weren't ready.
Okay. How long does it take for a I-130 to file for your spouse outside of the country?
It depends. It depends on a lot of things. On average, we're seeing the first I-130 between 8 to about 12, 13 months for the US side, and then it has to go to the consulate. Then it goes, their consulate, we mean their home country, and then they begin the processing there.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you this next question now. If you have a family, say someone left the Caribbean and came into the US and they had a child. Now that mother or that family is undocumented. However, that child was born in the US. So the child is a US citizen born at Kings County Hospital.
Mhm.
And they start the mass deportation proceeding and stuff like that. Could the child save the family? Or what would become of the child then if they have to deport the rest of the family?
Oh, I love this question. Love this question. Jay, you're a lawyer now. I dub you. I
Yeah,
need to
I'm
give
getting
you
good. Yeah.
I need to give you your lawyer badge, man. Here you go. Here you go. You're now a lawyer.
Yes, I know a
You're now
lawyer.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Remember, I talked a little bit about when I said if they get placed in deportation, they can say, I've been here 7 years. They
Right.
can also say, I have a US citizen child, parent, or spouse, and there's going to be this hardship if I am deported. So
Okay.
all those are factors. Once the child the child won't save them if the child is under 21, right? But we can use that to say there's a hardship to this US citizen child, right? Once that child gets to 21 years of age, the child can then petition for the mom or the dad, not before the age of 21.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Here's another question, Funde.
Yes, sir.
Someone asked me to bring that up. What if now, I know in the US they have where you could marry. Marries between two people who love someone to each other. So it doesn't make a it don't make a difference if they're man or woman. Could a
No,
man marry another man and obtain a green card, vice versa
absolutely.
woman? So it doesn't matter.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
So long, here's a trick question.
Uh-huh.
Say, for example, two men go to Jamaica and get married.
Uh-huh.
That is not a valid marriage. Jamaica does not recognize same-sex marriage. So long as the marriage is legal in the place where the marriage occurred, they can get a green card. So same-sex couples, like, for example, I've had couples that I've worked with, and they said they want to go somewhere to some resort in the Caribbean and get married or something. They met somebody at a resort. I always look to make sure that that country recognizes same-sex marriage. So what I'll typically do is have them do a local marriage here where
Right.
same-sex marriage, and then they can do their what we call the white wedding somewhere else.
Somewhere
But we
else.
got to make sure these same-sex marriages are occurring in places where same-sex marriage is recognized. So don't just call a justice of the peace up, come to your resort in Jamaica and say, let's get married. It will not be recognized by immigration. Why? Jamaica does not recognize same-sex marriages.
On the topic of marriage, Funde, shameless plug. If you're getting married, if you're getting married,
Okay, I can't. That is beautiful.
if you're getting married, I was waiting for that one. I wanted.
You were just waiting.
I'm
That
just
was
sitting
a
there.
plug.
I'm telling you, I'm sitting there. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's just
Marriage,
no.
marriage.
Shameless plug.
I love it, love it, love it, love it. Lydia James. Miss Lydia James, how are you? How are you? How are you?
Get married in a tuk-tuk, man. Great transportation. Get the whole family. Like, get the whole bridal party. Just
Let me plug my TikTok, folks. I have 160 people over here on TikTok watching me. Hey guys,
TikTok.
Ride Along. Follow them. Ride Along. Go to Facebook, go to TikTok, follow Ride Along.
Yeah. Yes. All right, we got another question. Let's go back to the questions. Me and my shameless plugs.
I love it.
So how long will it take for a husband with a wife with citizenship to get through or get their documents?
It depends. It depends on the state. It depends on the entry of the person. On average, like in Tampa, Florida, for example, but you can't come to Tampa. Tampa is about 4 to 6 months, 4 to 8 months. Atlanta, Georgia, New York City, some of those busier states, 2 years, a year and a half. You know, it just really depends on the service. Because remember, every city have their service center. So some of those district offices are busy, some of them not so busy.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends.
Okay, it depends. It depends. All right, I want to dive in. Unless someone have a question on mass deportation that we're talking about, I want to dive into the asylum restrictions. Let's talk about
Yes.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Asylum
So,
restrictions. What would we be seeing? What do you think?
so the asylum restrictions are here. If you've entered the United States after May of 2023, you've entered unlawfully, you're not eligible to apply for asylum because they call it the legal pathway ban. They're saying, look, you came across the border.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to encourage the madness. They're not going to encourage the madness. So those are some restrictions on asylum. One, you came across the border after May of 2023. That is, you're restricted. Another restriction, you lived in a safe country before you came to the US. So you left Grenada and went to the Dominican Republic for 3-4 years, and then you come to the US seeking asylum. That safe third country is going to be problematic for you. And we see that a lot, especially with people from Haiti. Some people are going into Mexico and they're staying there I have people that went to Mexico, gave birth, then now they're here in the US trying to seek asylum. all of that is being restricted because you've lived in this other country. What they're saying is that you should have asked for the asylum there as well. So those are some restrictions that we're seeing on asylum. This incoming president is going to add more restrictions. And asylum is that one thing that a lot of people qualify for. A lot of people really qualify for asylum, or that's the only thing that's left for them. They're not married, they don't have no family, they have nothing. And so asylum has been their catch-all, but now they're placing restrictions on asylum.
So in the topic of asylum, if, say, for instance, you're living in a country and you are being physically abused, you are being beat, you are being taken advantage of by a particular individual or group of people, could you seek asylum on that premise?
No, you need to call the police.
Oh,
You need to call your police. That is not asylum. Asylum is persecution based on what, Jay? Your race, your religion, your sexual orientation, your membership in a particular social group, your nationality, aka national origin, or torture against convention. So if that persecution is not based on one of those reasons, it's like me, I'm in Jamaica and I'm Black, and I'm gonna claim, oh, they're beating me up because I'm Black. No, Black people in Jamaica are not a disadvantaged group. So I would have to say, you know what, based on the fact, it's like I'm a Chinese in Jamaica and they're beating me up, then I could potentially make my way to a US border and claim asylum based on my race. I'm Chinese, I'm Asian, or I belong to this particular group. This is my sexual orientation, and that's why they're beating me up. So a lot of people mistake this asylum for, you know what, somebody's beating me up, I'm going to file for asylum. No, that is a crime, and we feel bad for you. Call the police.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of people think that they could seek asylum on that premise, or they are being abused.
Yes.
They would say, well, move to the other part of the country.
Yeah. Or they're poor. A lot of people seek it on, oh, I'm poor. Me and my family have nothing to eat. We feel bad for you, but that's not an asylum claim.
Right. Lydia James is asking, if a man marries in the United States, is it wise to leave and go home or wait until the document comes through?
It depends. If, say, he came on a visitor's visa and he's here legally and he wants to get married and go back home, absolutely, he can do that. Just don't file any paperwork before you leave. But if you're here undocumented, you've been living here 2-3 years and you get married, you should not leave, or else you'll be barred for like 10 years.
Pfunde, what did you say? Did you say married?
Yeah, married.
And don't forget, if you
No, sir, I can't.
if you are getting what? If you're getting married, you
tonight.
can get married in a tuk-tuk. Why not? Just get a whole series of tuk-tuks.
Oh my God.
You said it. It wasn't me. You said it.
We can't say no. Oh, look at that.
You just
Fire. Good night, Samantha. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Phone lines are wide open, guys. You can give us a call, 718-701-5720. We are talking about immigration matters and things that affecting you and affecting the community. Dionne Wynter Pfunde is giving us an hour, and we have about 6 or so minutes again. So if you have a question to ask, you could call in live, 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. And if you want to contact Dionne Wynter Pfunde, of course, write this number down. Get a pen. Let me give you guys enough opportunity, enough time to get a pen. Go in to your bag and get a pen.
Get the pen.
Get the pen. Write this number down and stick it on your fridge. The number that you call is 813-807-7015. You call that number. Again, 813. I'll put it on the screen in a short while. 807-7015. Or you could go to winterlaw.com. Winterlaw.com. 813-807-7015. Write it down. Put it on the fridge. Share it with a friend. We put it up on the screen. There you go. Right there on the screen.
There you go.
Right
813-807-7015.
there. That's it. Or,
813
yeah.
807-7015.
Yeah. Wow, you're good at this. Or you could check out online at winterlaw.com. Winterlaw.com.
Vibe, feel the beat, feel the vibe. Amazing
We gotta-
host leading the ride.
We got to call out. Let's get back to work the other. We here to work for the people. We did that.
Too much fun.
and
It's like
carry
Benny over here
on.
having our own party.
Succeed. Every show with a good
Let's take this call. Caller, you're live. Ask your question real quick and listen on the live. It was Dionne Wynter Pfunde answer your question. Go right ahead. Caller, where you calling us from? Hello? Okay. Caller got cold feet. Again, you could call if you have a question. You could call 718-701-5720. 718-70.
worldwide.
718-701-5720. That's the number.
Amazing host leading the ride. Power to the people who shine. Giving fans what they need.
TikTok, we're live.
Succeed. Every
Facebook,
show
Ridealong.
we need. Together we plant the seed.
I got a question. Junior, what if you have a child that is sick? Example, disabled, autistic. The child is a U.S. citizen, but parent is undocumented. What happening there? What do you do, Dionne?
So we need to know how old that child is. So long as the child is 21 years of age or older, they can petition for you. If they are younger, there's not much they can do. Fun fact, Junior, or sad fact, actually, there are hundreds of thousands of U.S. citizens living in South America or the Caribbean. Why? Because their parents were deported.
Wow.
So yeah, they have to be 21 or older to petition for the parent.
I see. Jump to the caller. We got a caller on the line. Caller, you're live. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Brooklyn. Good night, Junior.
Good night.
Your program is very interesting, and I love the lawyer that you're talking to. I recently become a U.S. citizen about a year ago.
Yes.
And I'm from Grenada, and
Okay.
I'm trying to get my husband up. This is why I asked the question: how long would it take for I-130 to get your spouse, to get the arrangement of your spouse coming here? But she answered my question. But I have a question. I have a friend whose mom is a U.S. citizen. Her daughter came up in 2009, and her daughter has a disability. And I want to know on what grounds does immigration covers someone who has a disability, because the young lady that I'm talking about, she is of age. She has schizophrenic. She's from Grenada. She has schizophrenic, and she has seizure, epilepsy, and she cannot function like a normal everyday person. But her mom is a U.S. citizen, and she's 36 of age. Now, I want to ask the lawyer, does immigration consider that part, people who has this kind of disability? Like, well, right now her mom is file for her. So I want to know, how long does it take for her situation to happen?
Okay, thank you, caller. Listen to the response on the live, okay?
Real quick, Junior, ask her, how old is that daughter? How old is the daughter?
How old is the daughter?
Her daughter is 36 years old. She just turned 36 in December.
Okay, so
Okay.
listen to the response on the live, okay, caller?
Yeah.
Thank you so
So-
much. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you.
All right.
So that is going to be a tough one, because the daughter is not eligible, Junior, to change her status in the U.S. because she is now too old. She has accrued unlawful presence. So she can get married, and if it was through marriage, it's a different conversation. Now we're talking about a U.S. citizen mother who is about to file for a child who is now 36 years old. Yes, mom can file the I-130. There's going to be a problem with adjusting the daughter, changing her status in the US, she will more than likely have to depart. That is one of those cases where you should give us a call so we can kind of figure that out, but it's going to be challenging. Will immigration give deference to the fact that she's disabled? Not really. They're going to say you should not have brought this disabled child into the United States and have them go out of status for so long. We're talking about since 2009. We're talking about 2024.
Yeah. Wow. All right. We got another caller on the line. Caller on the direct line. Go right ahead with your question.
Good night. Happy New Year to you, Dionne.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year to you.
Okay. My question is, the couple has already married, okay? And the papers are in. Is it wise for them to leave and go back home and wait for the papers?
They
Or is
cannot
it wise
leave.
to stay?
He can't leave or she can't leave. The non-citizen cannot leave. Once an application is submitted, adjustment of status, right? And the papers are filed. So this is a U.S. citizen filing for a non-U.S. citizen, right? Who entered lawfully.
Yes.
Can't leave. They got to wait for that travel permission to leave date. Once you submit an application, so I'm a U.S. citizen, and I petitioned for Junior who is here visiting. Once I submit the application to immigration, I cannot leave, or they will say I have abandoned the application.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
They just gotta sit tight and wait, or get permission to travel, we call it. Get a permission to travel.
Oh, they can do that. And how can they do that?
By calling me.
Give her a call.
Give me a call and we can help you do it. Set up a chat.
And the
with us
phone
we'll
number
help you.
is 813-807-7015 or winterlaw.com. That's the contact.
Okay, put it in the chat, please, Junior.
Yeah, I did already, but I'll do it again.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to
Okay, Dionne, thank you, dear.
Thank you, my love.
you.
Thank you, and stay warm.
you. A lot of people think, right? And that question have been asking me a lot. There's a thought out there that it's easier to get a visa if you are ill than if you are not.
Mm-hmm.
What's your perception on that? Is it easier to get a visa? It's
Let
actually
me tell
hard,
you,
right?
it's the same rules, because if you're ill, now you got to show where you're getting the money from, because the government is not trying to have you come here so
Yes.
they can take care of you.
Exactly.
No. So getting a visa to visit the United States, it's a lot of things. So if I'm ill and I can show, you know what, I need to do a surgery in the US, and Ridealong is going to pay for my surgery, and here's the hospital, and I'm going to stay at Ridealong's house, and they're going to take me from A to B, and they're going to feed me and clothe me, and here's the hospital, and here's how we're going to pay for it, then yeah, we can potentially get a visa for that surgery. But if you can't show those things, they're not letting you in just because you're sick.
Yeah.
They're not. They're
John
not.
does have a question, and he said, Junior, what about if you are unable to travel back to your country because of genuine health issues? The time pass on your visa.
Your visa is expired, revoked, and canceled. If you find yourself having health issues and you have a visa, you need to file an extension. You can get up to 3 extension, guys, each 6 months. That's a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
All you need to say is, look, I have health issues. I can't leave. Here you go. File the extension, file the extension, file the extension.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Got another caller on the phone line. So we caller, you live. Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, I'm calling same caller.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. The question, the thing is, the paper that went in is the I-130 or something. So they're wondering if that is okay. It's only the I-130 that went in.
And what is this person's status? They came on a visitor's visa?
Yes.
And they're in status?
Pardon me?
Tell them to book a chat with me so I can really see what's going on before I tell them to leave or not.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. But the last time I had somebody call you, and then they say you tell them to come quite Tampa. Why
We're
Tampa?
in Tampa, Florida. They don't need to come here. We can meet with them on the phone. So we can do
Okay.
video, we can do WhatsApp, we can do anything. We can meet them anywhere, right? They don't have to physically come to
Okay.
Tampa.
Okay. Okay. So I'll have them call you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay.
Uh-uh.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Unfortunately, Dionne, we have to cut the show kind of shorter today because I have a dead stop time at 8:05. Last quick bit of information, Dionne, before we wrap it up.
Here's the thing, guys. We have an administration that's coming in. It's a changing of the guards. It's nothing new, Jay, right? We've been here before.
Yes.
As a community, we got to get our house in order. That is why in our firm, we're doing our immigration checkup. You just got to call us 813-807-7015. Book your chat, winterlaw.com. Don't worry about the fact that I'm not in New York, that I'm not in Massachusetts. Listen, anywhere on there, and that's where we are go. Anywhere you are, we will meet you there, right? So get your house in order. In addition, be careful of scams. Simply because somebody's promising you all kinds of things, don't take it. A lot of people will be out there, Jay, trying to take advantage of our immigrant community. Make sure you're booking with a licensed attorney or a licensed professional. Don't wait until the guards have changed. Do take action now. Thanks, Jay.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dionne Wynter Pfunde, and all the great information you continue to provide to our community. Hats off to you. And sorry we had to close off so quickly, but we have some couple things to address at this point in time. So we could do this again, Dionne.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Always a pleasure. You know how it go.
Yeah,
Can I
man.
get right in the tuk-tuk?
Yeah, of course, anytime. Anytime.
Thank you, Jay.
What you said? What you said? You said talk talk?
Want to ride another tuk-tuk? Oh, Jesus, no. He's going to put it again, guys. I didn't say marriage. I said
No,
ride.
I know you didn't say marriage. You said tuk tuk. All right. All right, Dionne, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Anytime you
Jay.
come to Grenada,
Thank
you
you
got to
so
jump
much,
in
my
the
brother.
tuk-tuk. Or
Thank you. Have a good
get
night.
on one of the e-bikes, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Dionne. Quick commercial break, guys. We'll be right back.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up several notches. But the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or
Are you looking to take your business or event to the next level? Advertise on Ridealong Live and reach over 10 million viewers worldwide every month. With a global audience tuning in for the latest news, entertainment, and culture, your message will get the exposure it deserves. Don't miss the opportunity to showcase your brand to a diverse and engaged audience. Ride Along Live, where the world watches and your business grows.
Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live, if you please. Bring it home with such ease. Ride along, ride along. Join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong. With the host, we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, ride along. Join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong. With the host, we belong.